Professor Michael. Good to all the speakers and the participants to join this important workshop on the sustainable urban transformation. And as one of the members into this work package, I'm very much grateful for the support given by Professor Dr. Michael Waibel, project coordinator of Build4People, that have also provided a lot of support to this, not only to this work package number 6, but the whole coordination of the Build4People within Cambodia. And also get thank to Excellencies Professor Dr. Jetjilis, Rector of IUPP, for legal support, as well as the Dr. Sopheak, Vice Rector, who serve as the the key important person at IUPP that support to this project, including Professor Dr. Sopheak, Vice Deputy Head of Research Office or UPP, who have been engaged a lot of things to make this for Build4People project happening until from the first phase, second phase, and hopefully with the third phase of implementation. And on behalf of IUPP, and we have also benefited a lot for the Build4People projects. Especially, we have also engaged with the different sector from the government, NGO, and private sectors. And we have also engaged with a lot of good research from IUPP in all the work package from number 1 until number 6, and we have engaged in this. And they have also provided good opportunity for students, master student, as well as the bachelor student, to have study course related to climate change, as well as the urban climate change, and this provides good example for this. And the projects have also engaged with the government officers, especially the Phnom Penh municipalities, and with the good result, the project and our researcher, as well as the administrator, will share also good experience, good practice about urban plannings, urban transformation to other cities within Cambodia as well. And I believe that this workshop is one of many workshops and the training event that Build4People have organized and shares good experience and practice to Cambodia, as well as students and those involved in the research from Hamburg University and other universities in Germany. So I would not to take so much time on this, and I'm very happy to support from my end for this package number 6, the research, and would like to engage other package as well for successful implementation of Build4People project in Cambodia. So I wish we all enjoy and exchange ideas, as well as practical experiences related to urban, the management, urban planning in Cambodia, as well as from LVS that we can share, we can use to build the greenings, the resilient city in Cambodia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Sopheak Seak, for the introduction and greeting words. Before Michael say his greeting words, I would like to briefly introduce about the agenda for today. So we will, after the introduction and greetings, we will have the keynote speech from Mélanie Mossard, the Chief Executive Officer from Impact Hub of Phnom Penh. Then we will have some scientific insights into the topic of the webinar by myself and actually Dr. Sopheak Seak, who is the co-author of the presentation, but he's not here today because of his internet connection. So I will present it. Then we will listen to 3 case studies from the entrepreneurs, the MSMEs in Phnom Penh on the topic related to the building environment and ideas and innovative solutions to improve the built environment of Phnom Penh and Cambodia. Then we will have a panel discussion with all the local representatives, speakers, and moderated by Dr. Michael Waibel. And then we have some open discussion moderated by Professor Dr. Sopheak Seak. And then we close the webinar hopefully in time by 5 p.m. Phnom Penh and 11 a.m. in Germany. Yeah, so these are the brief agenda. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Michael Waibel for your greeting words.
Thank you, Sophat and Thuy, for your kind words. My name is Michael. I'm representative of the whole Build4People project, and I'm very glad that today we conduct this event, basically about innovative urban businesses and their role in the field of sustainable urban transformation. And I'm very happy that we have front runners of this innovative urban business here today, which will present about their innovative entrepreneurship. Build4People, to give you a very brief overview, is a big, stick to the slide, please. It's a big collaborative project with many different partners. We have 2 universities in Germany, 2 schools of applied sciences, and 2 small and medium-sized companies joining us. In Cambodia, we have 4 research partners involved. Royal University of Phnom Penh, which is also partner of the work package Sustainable Urban Transformation, Panya Sastra University of Cambodia, Institute of Technology of Cambodia, and Royal University of Agriculture. But we not only want to do science and research in a scientific bubble, we want to achieve a science society transfer, and that's why we work with implementation and dissemination partners. And we are very happy and proud that Phnom Penh Capital Hall is our implementation partner from the side of the government. And most recently, we have a new implementation partner from the private sector, OCIC, with whom we will conduct a living lab early spring next year. Next slide. You see the logo of a Build4People project. It's like a circle and a triangle, and the center of the circle are the people, actually. This is our work package behavior change. Then we have a work package sustainable building, sustainable neighborhoods, urban green and urban climate, surrounded by the work package I'm guiding together with Thuy, sustainable urban transformation, basically in the color of the SDG goal 11, sustainable cities and communities. And this is all held together by the triangle, which is led also by Hamburg University, dealing with coordination, communication, and dissemination. Next, please. And at best case, all those different work packages work together, achieve what we call transdisciplinary added value to promote a more sustainable neighborhood development in Phnom Penh. Next slide, please. To show you some faces from our research team, you see an overview of the different research partners, and you see from our work package 6, you see Dr. Thuy Nguyen, you see Soto Nop, and you see Dr. Sophat and myself representing sustainable urban transformation. Next slide, please. Here you have an overview of the different transformative formats we apply to achieve that Phnom Penh really pursues a more sustainable way and is leaving its existing building regime. We call it building regime. It's a term from the transitional studies. Thuy will mention about it more in detail. We would like to destabilize this kind of regime by so-called innovations, and innovative urban business are actually a key component, a key stakeholder to achieve this destabilization to reconfigure the building regime towards a more sustainable way. In the context of Build4People, all, stay to the slide, please, all different work packages work together with different transformative formats. We did 2 sustainable building arenas, gathering front runners from different spheres of society to think about urban visioning and to develop ideas to make Phnom Penh more sustainable. And I'm very happy that participants of this arena also joined this workshop today. We did an incubator, which I will introduce later on the next slide. But the most important activity, stay to the slide, please, is our EcoCity Transition Lab, which we have done together with Phnom Penh City Hall, with Peng Wat Developer Company, and which we will do in 2024 with OCIC, one of the most important developer companies in Cambodia. Next slide, please. This is a picture from the final pitch from the Build4People Sustainable Building Incubator, which we have conducted together with Impact Hub Phnom Penh. And I would really like to thank Mélanie Mossard for her kind support and the strong engagement of young people developing innovative business models in the field of sustainable building and sustainable construction. This incubator has been a huge success, and it was a very positive experience with a lot of good energy, and we hope to continue that pathway in the future with Impact Hub and other stakeholders in Phnom Penh. Next slide, please. This is showing some impressions from this kind of EcoCity Transition Lab series. You see different activities usually stretching over 1 week. We have a kickoff event, we have expert talks, we have exhibitions, we have workshops, meetings, hand-on planning tables, joint teamwork, and in the end, we have a presentation conference providing an alternative vision how a more sustainable neighborhood development in Phnom Penh could look like. Next slide, please. That's just info about my person. I think that's it. I did it very briefly, and you can come back to me anytime if you want more to get more information on Build4People. As of now, thanks a lot for your attention. It was a pleasure and is a pleasure to join this exciting workshop, and looking forward to the keynote presentation of Mélanie now. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Now I would like to introduce Mélanie Mossard, the Chief Executive Officer of Impact Hub Phnom Penh, to deliver her keynote. Mélanie, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And it's our pleasure to be here today, since we have been involved with Build4People initiative for the past years, involved in the arena, and also supporting innovators through the Sustainable Building Incubators. So today I'm looking forward to share with you some of example of innovative urban businesses that we have been supporting over the years. So first, I want to share with you some stories. Like, maybe as a hook, I want to ask you, like, how do you feel like when you see this kind of garbage on the street? This is a picture that is representative of a lot of streets in the evening, just before the garbage truck come and pass to our like in the streets. And yeah, the disposal of garbage is one of the problems that when we ask people living in Phnom Penh what is bothering them, this is one of the top things. Another part is smelly street, I would say, to describe maybe some of the like people peeing on the street. I just want to share with you now a few examples that I found over the years that are actually like transforming this. Actually, it was during my trip in India that I visit the beautiful Jodhpur city. And when I visited the city, I was like, wow, this city is so clean, so beautiful. And my friend was there and she said, like, yes, and this actually was not like this a few years ago, but it happened because of a few things only. She actually started this movement called ARTC, where she was gathering local artists to paint the walls. And she didn't started saying like, our city smell bad and there is trash everywhere. If you say this and you ask people to solve this problem, like no one gonna sign up. But what she did instead, she identified these artists who could actually beautify the cities, like start painting walls and start like making the city beautiful. And soon what started with a few walls became a city movement. The more artists wanted their painter to be in the walls, and the city hall was, well, this is actually so beautiful, and you are using the blue colors of our city back to our city, and we want to amplify what you're doing and do it at like the whole city level. And now it became, Jodhpur is known as a blue city that is full of painting everywhere you go. So as a result of this painting, what happened is that it actually decreased the littering and the crime in the city, just with simple paints. And at the same time, it increased the neighborhood well-being and pride and ownership of the citizen. So this is an interesting example of an initiative more like community-led that bring a long-term sustainable change in the city and involve like behavior change as well. Next, let's go back now to Cambodia. There is also a lot of exciting examples that are happening here that we have seen growing over the past years. So I want to share with you some example of business in a few categories. First, in the urban mobility solutions. So a few years ago, we supported through our project Voltra, one of the first electric motorbike to be assembled in Cambodia, and now is distributed across the country. There is now the apparition of Onion mobility with a tuk-tuk with Tada, where you say like electric tuk-tuk, and more like, because accessibility is also one big part of the transportation, I want to highlight also the Mobilituk that Agile Development Group work on to make it accessible for people in wheelchair. Next, now moving to sustainable building materials. So we saw a lot of examples during our sustainable building incubator with Build4People. But I want to also highlight one of the pioneers in this area that's gonna share in a few minutes as well more details, is My Dream Home, who have been also building this affordable housing thanks to Lego bricks that are compressed instead of being cooked. So he will explain you in a few minutes the details. One of the top teams that come from also the Sustainable Building Incubator is the team that is working on alternative wood material based like a tile from water hyacinth. And this like while compressed could create an interesting materials. In the Sustainable Building Incubator, we're supporting also a project like a school looking at developing like passive cooling system in the new building design. We had also entrepreneurs who are supporting communities in the suburb area of Phnom Penh to create like healthier like livelihoods for them and support like create more community building activities inside of this neighborhood. So there is many initiatives happening that came out from this sustainable building incubators that I invite you to look back afterward. Next, now looking at the waste management technology, a few examples that are based in Phnom Penh. One of it is Trash is Nice, implementing the open source precious plastic technology that allow anyone to set up small scale plastic recycling factory in their own neighborhood and then create and commercialize the product. So as you see on the picture. Then there is also Gomi Recycle, one of the also pioneering and the recycling ecosystem in Cambodia, based in Phnom Penh, that is transforming plastic waste into furniture, outside furniture, like bench. A few more examples. So yeah, all of these examples, when we started supporting them, they were at this stage, what we call early operational stage. This is the most critical stage for all the businesses. This is a time where you have already proved that there is a market, an initial market traction, that people are interested in your product. You have a product that is commercializable, like that you can sell, but you're still struggling to pay yourself a salary and to actually like scale their operation. So over the past years at Impact Hub, this is really the focus group where we have been focusing our efforts to increase, I would say, the survival rate of these entrepreneurs. Next. So during this time, we call it the Valley of Death, where they, as I said, like they just start, like they do the projects, but they are not yet breaking even, and they cannot yet like cover all their costs. And this is where they really need some supports from first, like access to funding, support to access to markets, access to talent, also to build a strong team, access also to emotional support, because the journey as an entrepreneur is long, and also access to strategic information of like where to register your business, how to like access to a strategic connection to amplify your work and like share it with strategic stakeholders. So this is where Impact Hub role comes in, to support these entrepreneurs to pass this death valley and survive, and then achieve growth, and then after like look for investors so that they can scale up their business. Next. And those who managed to, among those who managed to actually like pass this death valley, then I want to highlight a few very interesting partnerships that happen through our incubators over the years that I think are very important and that I think is very relevant for this discussion. One is the partnership that we had with Grab and UNDP and the City Hall that we did a few years ago, where we were supporting like urban mobility solution. As a result, after like UNDP and Agile Development Group and Grab partnered together to make tuk-tuk more accessible for people with disability, and then created a program specially to make it more accessible for people with disability to have access to new livelihood thanks to Grab. When we started this program supporting like electric vehicle back in 2021, there were only 63 vehicles registered. And now I just saw this article that is from a few days ago, but there is now more than 1,162 vehicles registered right now. So I feel like all these entrepreneurs that we support, they are pioneering the new Cambodia, the new city, the new Phnom Penh. But if they stay alone, they will never grow and survive with the valley. So now it's really important for us to play a role to strengthen like all of these initiatives and to actually like make sure that we give them the credibility that they deserve to achieve like strategic partnership. Another one that I want to highlight is also like Voltra was selected as the official vehicle also for the last SEA Games that happened in Cambodia. So this initiative of private-public partnerships are really important to mainstream this solution. Next. And finally, I want to introduce you to a last concept, which is asset-based community development. A lot of these entrepreneurs, I would say, don't focus only on what is, they don't have this deficit mindset. They are more like, what do we have? What is strong? What are our skills? What are the resources that we have available? They see the opportunities instead of just seeing the problem. They focus on what are the strengths inside the communities that they can leverage on to build their future solution. And they don't expect the government to start building everything. They start first and then they team up with the government afterward to scale up their solution. So I think this is something that I really want to, this mindset that I really hope that more people could have, is like, how can we shift from more like a deficit mindset to an asset mindset so that we can build solutions for the future in the next weeks. And then, so finally, my final thing that I want to highlight is that the community and the businesses could really play a big role in supporting the future development of Cambodia and Phnom Penh. And I think as a consumer, as a supporter, as a citizen, we all have a role to play in the development of this city. So thank you again for having me today.
Thank you, Mélanie Mossard, for the interesting insights into the practical work of MSMEs. Now, to continue the program, I would like to continue with some scientific insights into the topic of sustainable entrepreneurship for sustainable urban transformation. So the presentation will comprise of 3 parts. We will present about the context, the practical rationale, the theoretical background of the topic, the state of the art, what literature says about the characteristics of sustainable entrepreneurship, opportunities and challenges, the engagement approach, and the insights from experience of Build4People project. And finally, we'll talk about a little bit of implications and the ways forward. So let's get started with some familiar figures, but they are worth recalling that cities are now occupying from only 2 to 3% of the Earth's surface, but they are now home to more than 50% of the global urban population, and which is anticipated to reach 70% by 2050. In the meantime, cities are now disposing more than 50% of the global waste, emitting 70% of greenhouse gas, consuming 75% of the natural resources and 80% of the global energy. So actually cities sound like a source of problems for the global environment. But at the same time, as agreed by experts around the world, cities are now often places of great energy and optimism, where most of us choose to live and work, innovations happen, and ideas are formed. And in this process, entrepreneurs are stepping in to help cities meet the needs of their rising population, according to the report in 2022 by the UN Conference of Trade and Development. So to solve the problems created by cities and to promote their innovative solutions, we need sustainable urban transformation, which is largely acknowledged theoretically to be not only a technological challenge, but rather a social, cultural, economic, and political one. And in those transformative processes, we require the efforts from multiple levels, from individuals to national, from politics to cultural and macroeconomic initiatives. And societal transformation in the markets and the private sector, which are considered as important operational domain for changes and innovations. This topic are studied with 3 main lines of literature: the theories of sustainability transition, the multi-level governance, and the sustainability entrepreneurship. And particularly among the relevant approaches, there's the multi-level perspective of the socio-technical transition is the most prominent one, which recognize the complexity and the multi-dimensional facets of transformations among the 3 analytical levels: the landscape, the regime, and the niches. The landscape is the kind of macro socio-technical structure and environment, for example, like the global climate action framework or the national commitment towards like Paris Agreement or, sustainable development. The regime at the meso level is the kind of the temporary stabilized configuration of regulations and rules serving a societal function, for example, like the building sector, the housing or energy sector. And the niche at the bottom, as you can see in the figure, they represent the kind of spaces for novelties to emerge, locations for learning processes, which are crucial for innovation to happen. And sustainable entrepreneurship emerge as the kind of niche actors. They bring new idea, new solution, and products and services to fill the gap of the market and to solve social and environmental problems. And they belong to the niche actor in the framework. So what is known about sustainable MSMEs in the literature? The MSME here is the micro, small, medium-sized enterprises. So sustainable MSMEs potentially bring about community-level innovation of sustainability solutions, but literature reveals that their potential transformative role are often overlooked, and there is so far very little knowledge on the roles of these actors in transforming the building sector. From literature, there are different characteristics about sustainable MSMEs. I think part of them have been presented by the Mélanie, but here they are systematically categorized into different thema and like the leadership. So these sustainable MSMEs are normally led by the personal values, the sense of responsibility, and the desire for social change by the owner or the manager of those MSMEs. In their vision and strategy, those MSMEs, front runners, they see their investment less as the kind of investment for income stream, but also about an vehicle to fill the market gap, to create new products and solve social and environmental problems, which are driven by sustainability-oriented innovations. Their business plan always feature the mobilization of resources, of new production processes or techniques, the new products, which help to benefit the societal and create change. Their business models also feature the new organizational models, the creation of new market, or the generation of new source of income, especially for the kind of disadvantaged groups of people in the population. And they pay more attention into the quality of their business and their impacts rather than the quantity of their growth. And they pursue a kind of bottom-up transformative role in transforming their own internal business. They also contribute to shift the market towards transition, and therefore they create the kind of bottom transformation processes. And those enterprises are normally called kind of green and inclusive business, or social environmental entrepreneurship, social business, and low carbon business models. But they have a lot of opportunities and challenges. So the literature also reveals, excuse me, that because their flexible and flat organization, they have faster decision-making processes. They are more adaptive to changes in terms of the market condition and their operational processes. They act nimbly towards the market gaps and needs. They capitalize more on social sustainable practices, and they navigate more flexibly and easily through different levels of urban governance for upscaling their sustainable practices. Besides opportunities, they also have a lot of challenges in terms of their general capacity. So they normally have limited expertise, personnel, time, funding, and access to resources. That's why the business plan is normally shorter term, and they are not. They don't have very full access to knowledge and training opportunities, and that's why the awareness about sustainable opportunities are hindered, and the access to applications, new technology, and sustainable initiatives are normally also constrained. But according to a newly published article by a group of Canadian experts, they have developed a model where entrepreneurs can shape urban sustainability transitions by promoting their opportunities and overcoming the challenges. And to engage better sustainability MSMEs to promote their opportunities and solve their challenges, there are 4 lines of solutions that can contribute. The first is the provision of an enabling legal framework, provision of financial incentives in terms of credit and loan programs, the provision of capacity building and training, and also the collaboration and networking. And particularly in terms of collaboration and networking, institutional spaces of experimentation like urban living labs, transition labs, co-creation hubs, like what we have been introduced in the Mélanie's presentation, the new forms of arrangements that offer collaborative opportunities between MSMEs and other urban actors. And this is exactly what has been done in Build4People in the phase 1 by Ravi and the team, through the establishment of kind of empowerment process and the organization of the sustainable building arenas, where they bring the front runners in Phnom Penh together to share ideas, to collaborate, and to identify the areas of collaboration and support for their growth. These insights are also, I will not go into details of this slide because it will be distributed, but now we move to some implication and ways forwards. So what we learned from the kind of literature review and learn about the topic is that there's very little knowledge on the role of MSMEs in sustainable urban transformation literature, especially for the building sector in a developing context. And there's an urgent need for a transdisciplinary and system approach towards efforts in search of new roles and agendas for sustainable urban transformation. Particularly, there's a need for the approach which combines participatory research, interdisciplinary research, and action research to create a kind of co-creation and co-production of knowledge and solutions among not only scientific interdisciplinaries, but with multi-actors in the society. And before I finish my presentation, I would like to raise maybe two ideas or questions for future. Is that there's a Switch Asia funding program which aims to promote sustainable production and consumption in Asia, and they support MSMEs. So now they have supported 80,000 MSMEs in the region with the grant size of 1.7 million euros, and nearly 150 projects have been funded. So maybe that's a source of information for MSMEs in Cambodia and Phnom Penh to consider and seek for ideas, because they really empower ideas, innovative ideas that we are going to present in this webinar. Another idea is the kind of regional networking, because we see that in the region around, in the Philippines, in Laos, Thailand, or Vietnam, there are many things going on and initiatives at different levels, from the national level to city government level, to startup level, and also the kind of collaboration between local group of people and experts, like the case in Laos between the Khmer people and the expert even from outside to create some kind of environmental friendly design and working in a market space. Yeah, so that is something maybe we think about in the future for Build4People project in creating the networking and exchange activities between Cambodia and other countries in the region. Thank you very much for the for your attention. Yeah, so to continue, I would like to introduce our local MSMEs, the front runners of the sector, and who bring with them a lot of values, initiatives, and ideas to create change for Phnom Penh, for Cambodia, and also in a larger context. So firstly, I would like to introduce Hem Chan Sopheak, the CEO of a jungle at Domicile in Phnom Penh. Yeah, I will not say more, and we will look forward to listening to your inspiring presentation.
Thank you, Thuy. Thank you. Good afternoon, Dr. Sopheak, Mélanie, Michael, Thuy, the Build4People project team that gives me the opportunity today. So, as Thuy introduced briefly about me, I'm Sopheak, and I running social enterprise and projects in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Can you move to the next slide, please? So I started my business, Changola Domicile, in late 2019. It's more than a plant store, of course, because since I study agriculture and I passionate in environment, in art, in cultures, I opened a plant store, more like a plant boutique store in Phnom Penh, and I aim to foster the awareness of the public about the plant, mainly the indoor plant, the urban gardenings, and the urban green space. So I opened the business just a few months before COVID. Then I could not do much during that time, but later on after COVID, I started to do a lot of activities. I provide workshop. And then in 2022, I started to organize the big event, the first of its kind, Phnom Penh Plant and Garden Fair. So the aim of having this fair is to gather plant enthusiasts together, those who from the field of the plants, urban gardening, and those who also interested in urban green space. They come together to this event. The first event we organized, we got 2,000 people join the fairs, and this year in late September, we organized our second edition, and we got 2,300 people join our event. They come to support the business about plant related, but at the same time, they also came to join the workshop. Yeah. Besides, I also run communities of buildings. Actually, this emerged as a response to COVID-19, because I mentioned that I opened the business just a few months before COVID time. I try to change the model that at first I planned to open a plant boutique store, and then the rest of the space that we renovated an old house and turned it to the short-term rental. But because of COVID, I myself have a practical in running that business model, and I think the other business owner as well during the COVID time. So I went around and have conversation with friends and trying to find what could be best alternative that I can keep my business going and at the same time helping my business and other business owner. So this idea happened that I did an open call seeking for other small and independent business that they look for a space that have story, because we aim to gather the creative minds together at a space like a heritage building. For example, our space, it was built in the 1960s. We want to show that actually all buildings, heritage buildings, can be done, like to do something attractive that shows about the living heritage, the identities of the buildings, and attract the people to have a visit. And we partner with a lot of community builders, and also we organize a lot of activities and exhibition with artists as well to give them platform to show about their talents. And in Techa, we are now home to more than 10 different small business, including the plant store. We have the hand block printing store. We have coffee shop, design studios, and also a youth empowering youth in academy. More like they do the outdoor training to give the leadership training, capacity development to youth, and also to let them know about the climate change. Can move more. Yeah, these are the pictures of our activities, and this is the recent. Can you move to another slide, please? This is the recent fair that I just mentioned earlier, that we organized the second edition already this year, September, the Phnom Penh Plant and Garden Fair. And yeah, so just started earlier. I been doing this with my teams. Now we have 9 people in the team. We do each member have different role working with the Techa and also Changola Domicile. This because of the passions, our passions in environment, culture, and art. And we think that while the Phnom Penh, Cambodia continue to grow, we noticed that the urban space are disappearing. So I would say that we don't have enough space, not just an urban green space, but space, common space that I raise up the case about Techa, that people can come together, they can exchange ideas and see something interesting from the creative talents. And also it because of the lack of professionals in this expertise, like gardeners, landscapers, and landscape architects. I learned about this when I had the first visit in Chiang Mai botanical gardens, that throw me even stronger interest in this green industrials. And I think we still have a very limited knowledge sources about the plants, about urban farming, and about urban green space. But after I have been doing the business for a few years, I also learned that there are changes in our societies. I learned that people pay more attention, like more people pay more attention to environment. That's mean they start to pay more interest to have the plants at home. They willing to learn more about it because there's a lot of internal migration. Here I say more to people who live in the urban setup, and then there's people who do internal migration that they move to urban areas. They don't have a big space that they can have plants or trees or gardens at their home. So when they pay more attention to environment, to plant, they can start to have a small corner where they can have the indoor plant and so on. And this also say that they pay more attention to their well-being as well. And I think this happened because of more people get opportunity to access to education, and also this create more middle class family. And the last point, I think the opportunity is about the development direction toward the sustainability and also the acts of climate change. Meanwhile, I think we also have challenges because what I'm doing is quite new to Cambodian societies. At the stage that people start to pay attention to it and start to get to know about how these things are important to their well-being and also to the societies. So the first challenge is the limited access to technical support. But even though myself, I study agriculture and also some other teams also from agricultural university, but we need more support that those who are specialized in this field. And also, I think the lack of funding opportunity to fund such impact-driven projects. For example, our annual plants and garden fairs. The last part is also lack of awareness raisings about how plant gardens and urban green space are crucial to the public. Next, please. So what else next? We have the two projects coming up. Now we have a space, a new space at Mlop. And Mlop is like a new small city park that now have been drawing a lot of attention from the public, as I said earlier, because we don't have enough urban green space. So this become a new showcase, and it tells that more and more people pay attention to the environment and they need greenery. And we will run the creative space over there, and at the same time we will do a lot of activities about the urban green projects. The second thing, we also start to working to prepare for our third editions about the Phnom Penh Plant and Garden Fair. We hope to make it bigger and with collaborations with other stakeholders. Next, please. I think we have the potential areas of collaboration and support. We hope that we can have the technical support for capacity buildings, capacity development for our team's member, for myself, and for the team. For the last years, we started to have the landscape architect team that we start to provide service. We design the gardens and and landscape for our customers. And we always integrate sustainable design principle in our design. But I'm sure there are big areas for us to grow, and in order to do that, we need to develop our capacities. And we think mentoring opportunity would be so important for us too. As said that we don't have a lot of professional in this field, and in order to run this business and sustain it for a long run, we hope to have a mentors where we can learn and have more practical experience from them. Third part is the funding opportunity for us to strengthen and develop things, the projects and the team. Meanwhile, we run mainly focus on the business activities and organize our annual fair. But there are areas that we want to implement, but we need support. And the last one is the collaborative opportunity that allow us to contribute to the urban green projects. So I think I come to an end of my presentation.
Thank you, Sopheak, very much for your very fruitful information into your business and initiatives that you have been doing, trying to bring the green space to households and urban space in Cambodia, and also to create a very nice co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs in the community. So for your information, that Sopheak Ham is a garden and landscape designer, also a social entrepreneur from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. And he has been also very actively joining the sustainable building arena of Build4People project. And hopefully we listen to your sharing of challenges and areas of support, and hopefully in the future between Build4People project and your initiatives, when you organize the plant fairs and exhibitions or like a community impact activities, we can find some collaboration or opportunities to do that, to collaborate. Yeah, thank you, Sopheak, again. Now we would like to move on to the second presentation by Kongngy Hav, the CEO of My Dream Home. And yeah, there are a lot to listen to you, Kongngy, and which has also partly touched by the presentation of Mélanie. But we look forward to more details from your presentation. Kongngy, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Thuy. And good morning, amazing people from Germany and also amazing people from Cambodia. So actually, I also study from Master of Development Study, and it was already 13 years ago, and super glad to talk and then meet with the people from the same field. And today it's my pleasure to talk about the sustainable building material. So generally, when we talk about the sustainable material, it has three categories. One is rapidly renewed material that mainly grow from nature, such as the bamboo shoot or the other plants, fiber plant. And second is about reclaimed material that can be, for example, from wood or from brick. And third one is recycled material. So I would cover only on the reclaimed material and then about recycled material. So yes, let me introduce a little bit about my dream home. So for My Dream Home, it certified inclusive business recognized by MISTI, Ministry of industrial science and innovation. Among the 18 company that got it. And for my dream home, our vision is everyone have a dream building, and we support all people to build a functional, sustainable, and beautiful building. Started from 2015, the business have 2 locations, one in Phnom Penh and one in Siem Reap. We produce around 18 million bricks and build more than 1,800 homes across the country. And at the same time, we also reuse carbon emission around 10,000 tons of carbon emission. Okay, next. So why my dream home do that? The story began when I back from Australia in 2013. My wife and I sum up the money that we saved about 7 years, but we could not buy a house in Phnom Penh. During that time, average house price, not in the middle, but in semi-urban, the cost is $42,000 per plate. It's size 4 by 14, and then we cannot buy. We reflect back that during that time we had a little bit good education and good employment. Still, we could not buy a house. How about the other people that they live? Let's say mostly people age less than 35, mainly people that born after the Khmer Rule. Now they married, they have a kid, and they need a home. Based on the definition of affordable housing, people need to spend no more than 30% of their income on housing. And another definition, let's say housing to income ratio. By comparing GDP per capita to housing, we found that Cambodia is not in a country that affordable for housing. Another thing, if we look at the construction material, 80% of construction material mainly imported from neighboring country. Mainly from China, Thailand, India, Malaysia, and even from Europe. So for Cambodian company, it's less produced. So another thing, if we look at the market value last year, it's huge amount, right? It nearly $11 billion. So if a lot of money just spent on construction material, so the money that people save and then will be go abroad. Yeah, that is something not good for the economy. Move to the next. Yeah, this also the reason why my dream home come in. So at my dream home, we create the brick that each system similar to Lego. So when putting together to build a house, it uses less labor intensive, less material. For example, it uses 5 times less cement and sand. So the process to make a brick, actually it needs a little bit of cement. We might know that cement is not good for environment. So it depends on the source. Some source say 1 ton of cement is 1 ton of carbon emission. Some it 1 ton is 0.5 to 0.8. So it depends on literature review. But when we use much less, so it's also good. And during the process of building, producing, we also no need burning. And most part of the saving for housing for this material is also on labor intensive. Actually, the house made from this brick is also cooler compared to the other house made from other conventional method. But in Cambodia, I try to find any scientific proof how it save energy, how much, but I couldn't find. So this might be a part that we can do together for the future collaboration. So another product that we create now, it's already in the market, is the ventilation block. So ventilation block, it not only make the building look beautiful, but it also provide enough airflow and sunlight to make the building, you know, have enough good indoor quality, air quality. Most of the house, I feel that mostly like flat house in Phnom Penh, they rather close, and then it can create some mold and not comfortable in living. Okay, move to another slide. So in terms of challenges, what my dream home faces, I think it also found from literature review. So it's like people, technology. So yeah, in terms of technology, in order to do the economy of scale and economy of scope, I mean, making per unit cost effective, and then also can produce another product. So we need some modern technology, but at my factory industry, I think maybe 2.0 compared to the other world, say 4.0, and then they start to already put you know, robotic automation and some software that make it really good. But yeah, because another thing, we limit to the capital. So the capital, it mainly invests in the infrastructure, machinery, even buying a land. Because now what I have is like I need to rent on this somebody land, that it also not easy to put some, for example, silo that I can put more cement or material and store it in a good way. Another thing is the market structure, because the way that I sell my product to end users, mostly let's say people that buy directly, we do it without wholesaler, retailer, so that the cost can be not given to the end user. So it's not easy. In Cambodia, the product need to be seen, that it also the difficult part. Another thing is limitation on research and development. Even my dream home have a small fund, but developing new product, it need also special machine, material, testing, lab. So in order to do that, mostly we go to find the lab abroad. Actually at ITC there's some, but I think it's still limitation about it. And the last one is the challenge for my business. Even my business registered and got the intellectual property, the name, patent already, but in the actual practice, the business, they even put the same name as my business. That is also the typical part. Okay, move to another slide about the opportunity. Even face some challenges. I think it also opportunity in the construction sector. Now people complaining, oh, in real estate it's not working, no construction, but it's still there is the demand of the brick block for making new building or new home. What I also notice is like a growing support of stakeholder, for example, like Impact Hub, even from the government. So they start to involved in green building material, and they start to promote. Another thing for opportunity, since what my dream home do is the first one in Cambodia, so there are a lot of opportunity. Even I make several mistakes in business, for example, growing too late and then people copy, but there are a lot of time that I can correct, and even especially meeting with a new customer, they still show the interest and still buy. And this also one of the when I asked about the key buying factor, so they think it's a trust from the customer is good. Last one, I think there are a lot of people, they also complain a lot on the law and regulation. But for me, I feel that it's not support. For example, my business got the inclusive business by the government. They said, oh, it can be guarantee fund, access to finance, or tech incentive. But even no, but I feel that it's not much difficult compared to the other country in terms of how much capital we have in terms of let's say technology or something. So government it also not limit to this and not difficult. Okay, move to another slide. So what's next for my dream home? So now we also doing a project that turning glasses to sand. I already have the machine, and they are already sand exists. And I hope that I will also talk with Mélanie from the Impact Hub, finding the partner. What can we do? It can be selling back to the company that produce bottle to bottle, or can be put it with the other foaming agent, make it a lightweight aggregate, and make it the acoustic or insulated material. And another project that I'm planning to do and expect that it will operate in early next year is about police tile. It also making mostly construction waste like marble, granite, or even brick, and then turn it into the aggregate and then make it into the tile. That is the project that I'm planning to do. And then next. Yes, that is also something that I would like to support, maybe with the Build4People. So in terms of research lab that we can do together. And I also will be happy to be the mentor and then training to the other young people in case that they want to do affordable or environmental construction material. So I'm open for the discussion. What can my dream home join with your project with many stakeholders as possible, and then benefit to many people. So I think that's all from me. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Kongngy, very much for the insightful presentation. A lot of ideas for collaboration, actually. Yeah. So just some brief information about Kongngy. He's a visionary social entrepreneur from Cambodia, in the driving force behind my dream home. And he has been working to support the realm of green building, to bring the kind of environmental friendly material for the building sector. And his team now focuses on creating new products, as he presented, contributing to a very big topic of circular economy. Yeah. So thank you, Kongngy, again for the ideas, and I believe that because Build4People is now approaching its end of the first phase, and then we'll come to the implementation proposal for implementation ideas. And with your offer to collaborate in research and training and mentoring, I believe that these are very insightful foods for thought in developing the new project proposals. So we already have the plans, the green space for the house. We have sustainable building materials. What else do we have? We will meet Chanraksmey Vorn, the CEO of EGE Cambodia, with her business on bringing renewable energy to the building. Chanraksmey Vorn?
Yes.
Please start
Yes,
your presentation.
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Nguyen. Thank you, the organizer and Build4People project, for having me today. My name is Chanraksmey, and I am the founder and CEO of EGE Cambodia. So who we are? We also start the business around 2019, 2020 during the hard time, the COVID time. And at that time, in the area that I live in Siem Reap, there's my uncle's house is in the Apsara zone. So we don't have full connection to the electricity. So for that reason, we try to apply, and the electricity that we buy from the neighbor, it was quite expensive. It's 1,500 real up to 2,000 real per kilowatt. And my husband is electrical engineer. Then we are looking for a solution how to at least have some part to support electricity to supply in our use. So that's how it begin to have that we begin to open slowly to use the solar system, and we understand the system, and we start to implement our company with a lot of research and a lot of background of a solar system that has a low quality. So it makes us decide to stick on the solar system that called the French brand French Quality Eco Green Energy. And we have to promote the skillful team, because my husband himself is electrical engineer with 20 years experience. So we are able to slowly growing by hire the junior from ITC, from different university, to join us, and slowly promote them and training them to become an engineer in our company. And we encourage a woman engineer to be part of our team. Again, why we are doing this? Because of our own reason, and also see our family suffering in some area. They have electric cut very often. Some of my family and neighbor asking only to have a fan for backup for children, small children and old people, and light at night. So this bring us to study more and more how to supply energy to the rural area especially. And the price, as I mentioned, the price of electricity is still higher, even though nowadays in 2023, not much electrical cut in the city like Phnom Penh, but in the neighborhood, rural area still exists. And yes, as example on the right side, I would like to give you an example of the new project in 2023 that we implement and successfully in Battambang. Is the different from energy is the solar water pump system that to replace fuel engine and diesel. During the wartime, Ukrainian Russian it make the fuel cost and diesel cost very high for the farmer in anywhere. But in Cambodia and Battambang, we are able to implement this with grant support from UNDP and with support from the rural government, rural area government support, Cambodian government support, and Korean government. We managed to implement 30 HP solar water pump is equal 22 kilowatt that reduce the cost from $80 to $45 for farmer. It's saving 44% immediately as soon as they decide to use solar water pump system. And more than this, that we can save the CO2 emission, and also we create jobs inside the local area by offering the community the training so that they can support and survey on our solar system and delta collecting for us. Next slide, please. In 2023, end of 2023, we have heard a lot of support from the government itself to promote and support and request, or they say to not have the fine or penalty on the small system. I don't know if you see this this announcement or this interview in the TV around 1 month ago that announced by the Prime Minister of Cambodia. So we can hear that there are a lot of support by the end of the year and will be from the 2024. And I really hope that that support and that policy will be issued soon. Next slide, please. In this picture, I would like to highlight also that's not only involved in energy for household or water pump for rice field that we are implement our new product, but also for the agri-fishery, we also involve. The agri-fishery is involved in food reserve for our future, and agri-fishery is we are involved in the CAA association that has 8,000 fish farmers who are working on how to have a good technology and learning about how to feed the fish in the right way and to be able to export to the world. So in this part, we are also have chance to offer the solar technology by pumping water from lakes to lakes, from ponds to pond, and also to provide energy to reduce the production cost and the farming cost for the fish farmer. What's next for us is from 2024, but we start already in 2023, is to collaborate with the local authority to promote solar and sustainable energy. So on the 2023, December 17, we will start a workshop to promote the solar system with our new product. Because in 2024, we will introduce our new product that is cold storage, pay-per-use. For the solar water pump that I showed earlier, is the solar water pump pay-per-use. So we implement everything and we charge the farmer after harvest. So now it's the same for solar cold storage with support from USAID and Harvestry that is provide some match grant so that we are able to promote our new system and new product. It's called solar cold storage. And this solar cold storage is needed for the future, and it needed right now for food security and food safety. Because when I go to the rural area, go to the farm, I can see that the farmer, after harvest eggplant, after harvest cucumber, and waiting for the buyer to come and pick up. But sometime I arrived there around afternoon and I saw all those vegetables become dry and buyer maybe not coming to pick up. But when I saw all that, and I can see that how can we do to store this in a better place and to keep it maybe 1 or 2 more days so that the price of the vegetable will not drop too fast, or that the buyer cannot trick or play or saying that the vegetables are not very fresh, so that it can deliver to the market fresh. So that's why we will implement 2 cold storage. One is in Battambang and one I am looking for Kampong Speu and Takau. Collaboration and support is very important for solar energy. And as you know, and you all here must heard about the on-grid system, the rooftop issue, or the law that is not yet open to the user openly. But for the off-grid, for the rural area and all, we still need also a big support. So I am working with the SME, working with the private sector, promoting the technology and the entrepreneur who want to become green SME or involved in green business. But not only that, we also I try to include myself and to learn from the NGO, to involve in the event like Build4People project, to involve in the activity of RU, to engage with the government to promote the solar energy and sustainable better. So to do this, we also start to promote first to the end user in the rural area. So to be able to do that, we have to have a good connection with the major and the authority if they support us, and we can go to the area and introduce more the system.
Thank you, Raksmey.
Yes.
Is that you finished your presentation or?
Yes, there's a little bit highlight on the next slide. As you can see, this is the bio, but the picture of the solar system with sun tracking that is installing in Battambang. This village, this community is a very good role model that they use the system very effectively. So in some area, you worry that the solar is only function in the day, and what happened in the night, and what happened after pumping. So this location, this community, they use it maximum of the solar energy. Like you can see that below the solar system, they still have chili, pepper, and plantation. And in the nighttime, we use the energy to light up the street. So in the future, if you are looking for the technology or wondering about sustainable energy and solar system, or to visit our site that we are implementing one more in Kampong Chnang, installing today, welcome to contact me and welcome to visit our site. Thank you. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Raksmey. Very, very interesting experience. And one more time together with the other presentation shows that although successful business thrive from the very good values and personal motivation of entrepreneurs to make a change in terms of to bring the benefit to the society and to solve the social and environmental problems in the area. And just some information for the audience. Chanraksmey is the CEO of the business. They have more than 10 years of experience of international business, and with their very strong commitment to renewable energy. And as we can see from her presentation, a lot of positivity has come up, and we hear that it's very good to know that Cambodia is now moving forward to the more sustainable energy, and is now penalizing coal energy, and providing more enabling legal system for the initiatives. And we hope that it will thrive and develop more in the future. So thank you very much again for 3 inspiring presentations. Now I would like to invite Dr. Michael Waibel to facilitate the panel discussion with our representatives from the local business.
Thank you, Thuy. At first, let me say that I greatly admire the frontrunners of innovative urban businesses. It has been really inspiring to observe your entrepreneurial biographies and to see what you have achieved so far. And given the current COP28 climate summit in Dubai, I see a lot of positive changes from the so-called, what Thuy called, landscape level. There will be a stronger support for green finance, for example. There is an ambitious aim to triple the use of renewable energies, among others. And I hope that this kind of global development trend will support the local business in Cambodia as well. So let me maybe first ask a question to Chanraksmey. Actually, you are the last, but the first to answer a question from my side. First, I also appreciate that you want to support women in engineering. And can you say a little bit about the staff of your company? How many women are there, and what is there any difference between women and men? I guess not, but what's maybe advantages also if you employ more women than men?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Michael, for your question, and very glad to meet you today. I have seen you often on social media and picture. Yes, the challenging with the women in energy begin from me when we, because I don't have the background of engineering, and solar technology had already some bad image from the supplier or the installer for years already. So they believe that I am just a solar seller who try to sell my product, and that I don't know much about technology or engineering or cable, except brand bags. So yeah, when we women are going to promote or introduce the system on site, there's a look from some elder generation that maybe she's not capable or not really want to talk too much with us, but they prefer to talk with our engineer who are men. So that's why I am promoting and inviting women to involve more. So we are 70% of women in our company, and 2 of them are university student, fresh graduate from ITC, and we have also we receive intern from the Energy Lab program. Mostly are young women who apply. Not that we prefer women, but there are many young women who interest in the energy also nowadays, and we really want to support them.
Thanks. Thank you for sharing this experience. I think gender mainstreaming is a very important thing, not only the field of renewable energies, but in the construction sector in general. So my next question would go to Kongngy. Kongngy, you mentioned that in recent time you observe a growing support from the government in terms of financial incentives. This connects to the so-called engagement approach Thuy mentioned about. she mentioned about a legal framework and these kind of financial incentives. Could you specify a bit more what the government is already doing in supporting your business, and what would you expect from the side of the government to enable to foster your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. Emily. So actually, for my dream home, we are one of the certified inclusive business. Certify, so they select for a company and then look for a business that provide, let's say, anything to B40 in terms of service or product. And from government side, what they want to provide is like, for example, tech incentive, connect to impact investor, guarantee scheme. So this is what it say in the inclusive business, the book. It actually it was in 2021, so 2 years. So they start to implement. They said, but I think it late in terms of providing to those who already certified. But still, I see a lot of progress for them. I also joined several meetings to them. They try to promote more, finding more, but because they not the ministry, but they need to talk with the Ministry of Economic and Finance in order to provide any incentive. So it passing the law to other relevant government body. So that's what I feel. So for me, like I mentioned also that even it like say they not provide support, but it's not complicated in terms of government. So the new government, I think they try to promote, but it just, let's say, time. So I hope that a lot of young energetic person, they change the way of work and try to promote about the circular economy, about, let's say, gender, make many a positive way, I think. Yeah.
Thank you for this insight. So my next question would go to Sopheak. Sopheak, you mentioned that you are currently developing a new showcase for urban green space, the Malop Park. I don't know if I pronounce it in a good way. You mentioned that this is a small city park, but I would like to know if there has been some kind of negotiation with the city government of Phnom Penh to implement that, or it's a whole, or it's a whole private initiative. So how are like the negotiations with the government level from your side in that case? You are muted, actually.
Thank you, Michael, for the question. Actually, Malop is totally a private project, because the team and I, we love the environment, and we prize of the team that landscape architects, and for me more like garden and landscape designers. And then we are fortunate to have that space that have a lot of existing plants and trees, and then we turn it to a business, and we open it to public, so they can come to hang out and chill at the place. They don't have to buy. Yeah. So we so far don't have any negotiations with the government yet.
I see. Okay. So my next question would go to Mélanie. Thanks for your great overview of really impressive examples of frontrunners and sustainability entrepreneurs. I would like to ask you if Impact Hub has plans in the future to reach out more to entrepreneurs in the construction sector, and what kind of activities you plan in that field.
Yeah, I think we had a good partnership already that we started with you this year. We saw a lot of interest in this area. Now, yeah, we are looking for partners who would like to continue this second edition. We have just worked now also with UNDP on a new project called Ending Plastic Pollution in the Ocean. So more like in the recycling sector, and actually 3 of the businesses that we supported right now are using plastic and new construction materials. So one is in Sihanoukville that is already actually building schools, like playgrounds, tables for schools from like recycled plastic. And the other one is Gomi Recycle, as I mentioned, who build like urban furniture. And one of the new teams also was working on roof tile from recycled plastic. So we see like great pipeline now building up on this area.
Thanks. This is good news for this field. So my next questions would go to Chanraksmey again. You mentioned that the end user in your field at the moment of your company are more like located in the countryside areas, but as you know, Build4People is more focusing on like urban settings. So I wonder if there's a chance, for example, to install more rooftop solar in urban Cambodia. In Germany, for example, there is now a big wave of new installations of so-called, we call it balcony power plants, plug and play devices, which can be installed without even requesting permission from the local government. So there's a lot going on, also because the price of PV panels have decreased so much that it has really become affordable for like the overwhelming number of households. So I would like to know more about why like rooftop solar in urban settings in Cambodia seems to be such an issue, and why it has not been implemented to a wider scale as of now.
Yes, yes, Doctor. For the rooftop, we are waiting impatiently for the new law that is coming. The penalty reason that the end user afraid to use solar, they're afraid that they might pay the fee higher, or not saving but increase expense. So this is one issue. So once that the government declare their law of fine and penalty, then the end user will decide to use solar more or not. But for the moment, thank you to the architecture, thank you to the construction company and thank you to I'm sure Build4People project also involved to promote sustainable energy. That there are young people, young engineers are very interested, and they contact us to support them on the design solar system for the new house, new construction, new building house, or reduce costs on their existing house. So we receive a lot of inquiry, we issue a lot of quotation and design, to be honest, but the implementation of the solar system is very minimum, but we are doing a lot of design for this.
Thank you, and hope that the legislation will improve soon to install a more widespread, to support a more widespread installation of those rooftop solars in the urban settings as well. So Kongngy, I have another question for you. I really admire your approach to use non-fired bricks and to increase their use in Cambodia. What would you say is like the most famous showcase of your product use in Cambodia as of now? And do you perceive also some kind of reluctance to use these non-fired bricks because maybe people don't know a lot or are a bit hesitant and are used to the more traditional building materials? And so how you deal with some kind of anxieties from the possible consumers to use a material which is basically unknown in regard of daily operation?
So thank you very much. That very interesting question. So actually, I think maybe not different from the other country that introducing new construction material to Cambodian people. They feel reluctant to use. So for my dream home, the way that we do it, we introduce it to the well-known people building villa or building like a coffee shop, for example, building a brown coffee shop. And because it like doing for the big brand, big shop. And then when we ask people that, oh, this building is built for rich people using this brick, and then when they use it, how they feel. So they feel like, oh, it's something amazing that they can use this product. So yeah, that the way that my dream home try to go to market by introducing it to the good market, I mean rich people. And actually in our business model, it also let's say we try to introduce to the rich people so that we can have some money and then subsidize to the poor also. So anyone can approach to my dream home. But for the poor, we also, in addition to, you know, convince them, we also build many, and then from 1,800 homes, I think that in terms of the way what we call reluctant to use, it become less, and now the technology, I think it can adopt well after nearly a decade in Cambodia already. Just the I think the problem for massing in big use. Like in developing like Borei. I also have one of the Borei in Siem Reap that mostly use of this brick in Siem Reap. So it around 100 homes in that area that already used. And then in Phnom Penh, actually, I also do 4 big, let's say 4 house develop also. It already 4 projects, so it 40 house built in one location. That for the big feature for that one. Yeah.
That's already impressive, but of course we would like to wish that way more of those innovative building materials get disseminated on the ground. So maybe one other question to Sopheak. I think you mentioned that more capacity is needed and also more funding for training. So just a hypothetical question. If you have like $500,000 available, which kind of specific capacity measures would you conduct, and what would be like the topic of the training measure you would do to enhance the capacity? So get a bit more specific, please, on this kind of capacity and training component. You are muted again.
Thank you, Michael, for raising this up. Actually, for the last years, when we in the business, we selling the plans and partner with communities and organize the fairs. And from last year, we start to have the team, the design team, that we design the garden and landscape, and also to foster the urban greens in the cities. But in Cambodia, we don't have the institution to provide the trainings and capacity buildings in terms of this professional. So I did a lot of I do a lot of self-learnings from the books and online, but I want to invest more in the teams and structures more for the long term. For example, we have the lead architect, a landscape architect that just returned from his master degree in China. But we want to have more capacity getting that allow us to expand our knowledge. Yeah.
I see. Thanks for sharing your opinion on that. So now it would be Mélanie again, but I thought that now we have some kind of round of excellent experts together. Maybe the experts have also questions to the other experts. So I would like, after 20 minutes of this kind of panel discussions with questions from my side, maybe there are questions from your side to the other panelists, and I would like to ask Mélanie first if she has any questions to one of the other case study presenters. So the floor is yours, Mélanie.
Yeah, thank you. I know it's super interesting, and yeah, we know each other for some time already, but I think it's nice to hear also of a new project and the stories behind this achievement. Maybe I have a question for Sopheak, more on like what's your dream with because you are doing this fair every year, like the gardening, like the plant festival. So what's your dream for the next 5 years of this? What it would look like in the future of this festival? Because I know that you're going to get the support also next year from the government. So how do you see maybe some of this project like becoming a reality in the next 5 years?
Thank you, Mélanie, for the question. So actually, these fairs that I have been organizing is one of the important activities to raise awareness to the public in the big scale, because if I running the business, I only can interact with a small audience, with my customer, for example. But then doing this fair, we have the engagements with others, plant enthusiasts, and those businesses that related to plant, to gardens and landscape, which is important part to foster the knowledge, to promote the knowledge about this. So I think in 5 years, I think this I am there to become one of the leading activity, and it like our main platform to continue to raise awareness about this, and more people they know about the importance of the plants, the urban gardenings and urban green space. Yeah. So I think when more people know the importance, I think we get more collaborations and support from the government, because it's more like a bottom-up strategy that we have more and more people engage and knows more the importance of it. Yeah.
Thank you. So any more questions from one of the panel discussion speakers to another panel discussion speaker?
Yes, so I have a question to Mélanie, because I aware that you already run the accelerator program for ending plastic and also on the construction. So I want to know how deep or how, let's say, at one level that you're planning to do in terms of the construction material, because as we already know that impact investing in real in construction material and housing, it's less than 3%, even in the world. So in Cambodia, do you have strategy or do you have any plan to make it, say, become like the other, like in agriculture or in ITC? Because the, investment is huge. It really, for one sector, no one talk, and then it very, very little focus. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very hard question, I would say, but very important as well. I think now the sustainability in the building gonna become more and more a norm. Like I see that by default now there will be more pressure also from the consumer to buy buildings that are energetically friendly and also have been built in great conditions. So when the consumer like evolve their demand, then the offers need to change as well. And I hope that investors also will see these opportunities in the future. I think there is new like real estate company in Cambodia that also partner with Build4People that are looking to support this transition. So I see that maybe there is some investors that might come this real estate sector that might be interested in investing in new building materials. However, it's still a traditional industry, so we need to identify like pioneers, like these believers. And I think example like yours could help them see new opportunities. So I think we need us to team up together to see what are the opportunities and how can we share this like future opportunities with investors. And I think in Cambodia, I see more and more impact investors coming in. And one thing that we were also discussing actually with Kongngy is maybe we don't need to rely only on like one investor. Maybe there is alternative models like crowd equity investment that might be also interesting from individuals who might be interested to put their saving into supporting a project that they like. So I see this is happening a lot in Europe right now with platforms like Lita.co, for example, where like citizens get together and support like impact-driven businesses. So far in Cambodia is not yet mainstream, but I think this is something we can discuss further, but I know what we're going to discuss first. Yeah.
Yeah, this finance component is indeed very, very relevant, and I hope that this will support the transformative change in Cambodia in the near future. So looking at my watch, we have like 3 minutes left. So one last possible question would be possible from the side of the panelists. So if you want to take the opportunity, you are warmly invited. Anybody from your side?
Yes, may I have a question for Mr. Kongngy, the dream house? My dream house?
Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, please.
Yes, I did not see that you did not highlight the cost compared the old brick, the traditional brick, and your environmental brick. What is the cost saving or the time consumption to construct? Because I really need one to build one small house in the future for me.
Yes.
Could you share, please?
Okay, thank you very much. So actually in Siem Reap, we also have one production site there, and we even offer 25 to 50% discount for those who live in a poor area like Rontai and Pak Snai. But maybe for you, it maybe not in the category that we can discount. But yeah, in terms of brick, if we compare brick by brick, it will 3 times expensive. But when putting together to build a house, it will be used less labor intensive. For example, the same people, 5 people can build normal house, can build, let's say, up to 3 months to 6 months, but with my technology, it can be one month with that one. So the cost mostly reduced in labor, and even, you know, if you, for example, in case of you have some people that work for you, so can be trained. People can be trained to build a home by themselves. One more thing, like I mentioned about the reuse in construction material, for example, cement and sand, it use 5 times less cement, but the brick is not, you know, the quality is even 3 times stronger, and the house made from this brick is also cooler. That the benefit, and somehow if people build by themselves, the cost can reduce up to 40%. So it depends how complexity of the design and also how what quality of material that you want. So we need to put the same quality material. And actually, welcome for in-depth question, and I would send a team to talk to you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So we have a big achievement, a new business opportunity as final result of this panel discussion. Highly appreciated that this networking process has already started, and we have achieved some little impact already now during our webinar. 30 minutes have gone of our panel discussion. Thanks so much for your valuable inputs. Really very much appreciated to listen to your extensive explanations and interesting insights. I would like to hand over now to Sophat to moderate the open discussion. Thanks a lot again for your attention. It was a big pleasure for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Michael, and thank you everyone that spent your important time to share your experience, good practice about urban, about, you know, construction material and other things, energy consumption, etc., etc. So I believe that Professor Dr. Michael and Dr. Thuy have already, you know, posed some question with regard to your presentation. But I would like also to invite the other participants for open discussion about this workshop, the role of innovative urban business to facilitate transformative change in Cambodia. So you might have also some questions that were not asked during the panelist question. So right now, I open the floor for everyone, including the student from the Masters of Science in Climate Change and others, students from different faculty and department and UPP. Please ask the question. Thank you. Okay, everybody. I think Thuy has some question to Ms. Chanraksmey, but she have already answered, right? As post in the chat in our chat room. Have green building project brought you for renewable energy? So Thuy, so pose one question to Ms. Chanraksmey. I've seen in the webinar chat. So her question is that to Raksmey that have green building projects brought you for renewable energy solution. So maybe because you have also leading private sector in Cambodia provide renewable energy, especially from solar. So a question related to there are some, you know, like private Borei building or the others housing development approach you for renewable energy solution or installation in their projects. Smith, please.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Dr. Nguyen, for your question. Yes, of course, there are. Well, since the global warming is an issue, since a lot of event and climate change promoting is going on very aggressive in Cambodia and in the globally. So the other entrepreneur, the other user, the other well, everyone feel that they have to involve in this action. So there are a lot of inquiry to study for houses, for small building, for school, for condominium in Phnom Penh, in our Phnom Penh city, is asking that that for that space, how much solar panel they can put, how much, how the building can develop to become a green building or to involve in a renewable energy solution in the future. So we have been studying and calculating and designing the system based on the roof, based on the space that they have. There's also one issue in the future is that the building in Cambodia will be more and will be higher. So the shade will cover some panel, and also some building could be installed solar, maybe some building cannot. So this will be in the future, but for the moment, yes, there are inquiry from building to become green building.
Thank you, Rasmay, for your answer to each question. Okay, we still have also 14 participants from the different agency, from the government, from university, and from others sectors still within our webinars. So I would like to encourage those participants that if you have also some question, or you can share your personal experience with regard to urban business of innovations in Cambodia or elsewhere that you have the engaged with, or you have the come across, please share us within this. Yes, please. Yes. So okay, so if no question, would like, I'm also interested in the Mr. Ham Chanraksmey presentation sharing about the protecting the French architecture building in Cambodia, especially in Phnom Penh and some of the city in Cambodia. So by the time right now you can see the conservation of the French style of French architecture's building have been very much challenged about the increase of land price in Cambodia. So, have you also encountered? Have you also meet the challenge with this kind of issues, conservation of or protecting the French style building? Why the land price were very expensive, and some other people would like to go to the condominium skyscraper building. So what is the experience with this kind of thing?
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor, for the question. Doctor, actually, all the members at the Techa, we call it Techa, it's mean old home. We been abroad, and we see how other countries they conserve the old architectures and turn it into attractive places. Like in Thailand, they have like Phuket, and in Malaysia they have Penang. In Singapore they have Georgetown. So when I travel, I kind of get to see how they turn those old buildings into something very attractive, and at the same time, they be able to conserve this. Then for myself, when I run this, I run it as a collective. We don't work deeply into conservation, but we just want to showcase how we can renovate the old buildings and turn it into a space. And we just hope that we can inspire other people. Meanwhile, Dr. mentions about the land price, even the buildings that we are locating now, the landlord also want to sell it. But we have the contract there for 5 years, and we see that actually there are people who also give values to that, the living heritage, because the buildings have the story, have the characters, and also the old buildings have more connection with the natures, the air, ventilation, and sunlight. Yeah.
So thank you, Sopheak, for your very comprehensive answer, and very good. As many people already aware that it is very hard for the government as well for conservationists of the old building structures, which is very important. Like in Hanoi, in the Ho Chi Minh City, there have been good support from the government to protect, to conserve the old building, which also attract tourists. Cambodia also a big challenge for the government as well, because many people, they would like to be rich people and then receive this opportunity. So any other question from our dear participant and so even the panelist presenter, if you have anything that you miss to share, like to address, I think it's time, right? So Thuy, we have another 10 minutes to go, and then we come to like concluding session, right? So we have 2 minutes more, right?
Yeah. Actually, there's a question to Kongngy. I would like to ask a small question. Have you introduced your product? Actually, it was very interesting also for me about your construction materials, and really I wonder if your products have been introduced to other countries, like neighboring countries like Thailand or Vietnam or other market. And do you have any other competitor in terms of the same idea in the region? So do you have any information on that?
Thanks so much, Thuy. So actually, I also have been asked many times by different people, have I introduced my product to the other country? But in the other part of the world, even in the region, so each country, they have their own standard, they have their own culture, they have their own need. So when we go to one country, we need to study a lot about the law, and then it's not easy. For example, Thailand, they have their own, so they not allow foreign to set up even the street food in Thailand. They not allow, so it needs certain standard to go there. Even in Vietnam, so it's not easy to go to somewhere. But I see the potential of this product, not only the interlocking brick, but bridge block. If I search on the web, I found that, for example, in Europe, United States, per piece is around $10. What I make here, it less than $1. So I think that it can be potentially export rather than produce. but I am aware that regional production could be produced in somewhere, but based on the, let's say, some advantages of let's say low salary and then some technology that made here. So I think it can be exported instead of replicate all the model go there. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your information. Yeah, I turn over back to Dr. Sopheak.
Yeah, thank you, Thuy, and thank you, Mr. Kongngy, for the elaboration and sharing this experience about your projects, so about your business. I think this is very important at the moment because you need climate change, and many people would like to have like greens building, like renewables, renewables, like materials, something like that for this. I think now we come to like closing session, and then on behalf of the Build4People, Professor Michael and Dr. Thuy and our colleagues here, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us with us. And before this, I would like also to summarize some of the keys presentation and our discussion from the panelists, as well as the discussion from this. So from this workshop, we find it very interesting, and then even we have a small number of people attend, about 37, 38. This makes us a lot of good experience, a lot of things that we can share, we can adapt, can take, not only for study, for research, but also for practice, for business development, as well as the training and scaling up to the other places. So I was saying also the keynote speakers provided by Mélanie about CEOs and Impact Hub Phnom Penh. She addressed a good example about innovative urban business and addressed about solid waste management is Cambodia's. I think not only urban place, but other place. We see a lot of solid waste litter along the road, even in public spaces. So energy consumption is very important as well, and transportation, urban mobility, reduce the green energy source like solar, electric vehicle, which is very important at the moment in the context of climate change. Green construction materials that use from renewable resources, recycle also waste management technologies, and she also discussed about business startup and with different mobility that Cambodia can embark on. Community well-being, sustainable development, future plan, and recommendation for urban development that Cambodia can take for that. And the presentation from Dr. Thuy and my colleague Dr. Satun wasn't able to attend this, and about sustainable entrepreneurship for sustainable urban transformation. I think it's very good example as well, because we live in changing the periods, especially climate change, and which is the big one of the biggest global issues. Before we say climate change number one, after the war eruption between Russia, Ukraine, and now in the Israel and Hamas, Palestine, and comes second, and so climate change come like second for the development agenda for this. And very good example from the entrepreneurs for Cambodia, Phnom Penh and city. We need the mobiles. We need models, appropriate model in green and inclusive business, social environment, entrepreneurship, social business, low carbon business development models. I believe that this kind of thing not only apply within the urban areas, but also in the countryside, especially with the, what do you say, Red Plus projects. They try to have with different development projects. They would like to have the low carbon emission project development models, which also help to reduce the combat climate change. So some, even though some challenges for implement the sustainable entrepreneurship for sustainable urban transformation, but the one way to address it, we need the transdisciplinary or interdisciplinary expertise to improve the sustainable entrepreneurship. This can make the realization and people can adapt to their business. And the number 5, Mr. Hamchand's Sopheak have also brought good examples about his experience with business in protecting protectors, especially all building style from French protectorate or from the different regime within Cambodia about house, about the construction that we can use to promote the city greening and can attract tourists, and which one of the government top priority to conserve, to promote the tourism sectors. Promoting the green space and home garden within the cities, within the public space, which is very important. And right now, even though the Phnom Penh used to be a lot of green space, but within the new development agenda in the context of climate change, the Royal Government of Cambodia has put a lot of efforts, especially the state within the Pentagon agenda, Pentagon strategic plan. I think 3 pillars only mentioned about climate change, about the environment, about environment within the development agenda. So this we have also high the consideration, attention from the government, and this which can help us to achieve this kind of practice as well as the low carbon development. There are some challenges with this, but there are some also opportunity that he has to mention about promoting environmentally friendly housing development, engaging with middle class family that that have enjoys about architecture and also different architecture, and also the address the climate change within the context of living livable city development and cooperation with different interested people, especially private sector and business, as well as academic institution, to promote the conservation of the green space and architectures. With regard to presentation by Mr. Kongngy Hav, founding director of My Dream Home, I believe that many people, they even the Borai developers, they also need the sustainable building materials, but we also had to find out to supplies about the material that can meet their demands. But her business, I think, right now grow attention from the different people, and I believe that this can use as models, not only the promote the products within the Cambodia housing sectors, but also can scale up to other places, neighboring country, also a country that need the green building material for that. So with regard to presentation and the sharing the experience about business success from Ms. Chanraksmey, the CEO of the EGE Cambodia, about the renewable energy in Cambodia. I believe that as the Royal Government strategy by 2025. They would like to extend the power grid even to rural areas within Cambodia. But within this, as she mentioned, that the Cambodia's about 69, about the 70% that the Cambodia household connect to a power grid, but they have also encountered power cut 4 times per week. Yeah, I myself, I have also my father living in rural areas, but along the national road number 4. He have also encountered power cuts many times per day as well, and this would be very difficult for us, especially that we use the power to pump for farming or for the agricultural production related activity, and this very, very difficult. And if we can also bring renewable energy, especially solar energy to rural Cambodia in support to agriculture, I think which is very important. And by the time even during the COVID, we have a lot of difficulty, and after COVID, we have also economic slowdown, and which is very difficult. As you can see, investment costs for power for solar is also expensive. I think if you have like 5 kilowatts power, maybe a farmer need to invest at least $3,000 US. We also expensive, as I see from private sector, that if a farmer will install maybe 5 kilowatts, something like that, we need around 3,000 for investment. If her company can also introduce like maybe a bit cheaper, reliable the solar material for long lasting, I think maybe it's good for Cambodia, especially the farmer living in rural area with a little national grid connection of powers. So anyway, there are also some the opportunity that her company can expand, especially during under the context of climate change, and with the support from the government, with the support from private sector and other financial investor, and can boost, bring low price for renewable energy in Cambodia. I think this just summary of my observation from our panelists, from our presenter on this important workshop. I believe that during the course of our Build4People, and we will also share a lot of experience, not only to new RUPP and our partners, but different private sector and other networks that can benefit a lot from our research and sales experience from company, private sectors. At the same time, we try to reach the common development goal for Cambodia's for this year and the year to come, and we can also meet the government the strategy to lift the country to a middle income country by 2030 and the high income country by 2050. So I believe that this initiative, this projects for those involved in the development of Cambodia, they can support the long-term mission, the vision of the government that have addressed in their Pentagon strategy. So I wish all of you with very good health and so very prosperity for the coming years. So we have about 2 weeks more to go, and wish you all the best for year 2024. And I hope that we can also have the cooperation in the next year to come and beyond. Thank you very much for your attention, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Sophat. Thank you very much for your closing remarks, and thank you again. A big thanks again to all our speakers for your valuable insights and experience to make our webinar today a very, very fruitful and successful event. Thank you very much also for the organizing team, the technical team who are at the background to support this meeting platform. Thank you very much for your help, your support, and also thank you to all the audience who have been with us today and listen to our sharing from the experience of Phnom Penh entrepreneurs. Before we close this event, I would like to introduce to you to another event. So please save your dates for the 28th of February 2024, I guess. It will be another scientific workshop in collaboration between Work Package 6 we are today and Work Package 1 on behavior change, which will be organized on site in Phnom Penh. And so please save your date, and we look forward to seeing you there at the event. Also, please stay in touch, our speakers, for further exchange and discussion on how we can collaborate in the future activities. Yeah, thank you very much, and wish you all the best for your plans, for your life, and yeah, we look forward to our future collaboration. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sophat, for your time today with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.